Welcome to today's session. So the session is part of our relationship series we are running, and this is the second one. We did the one before, which was on breakup. Today, what we are going to do is to go and heal the child, the kid within us. And the way we will do the first part, which is understanding, is we will get into understanding relationships and how relationships impact the early childhood stage and what kind of impacts we've seen. And then we'll get into why it's important for you now to heal the kid, and we'll get into the path. We will experience it together. And the way we will do it is something differently than I usually do. We'll actually start with the tuning fork, find the little kid that needs healing, and then do a IFS afterwards on that child, that part that came up. And then we will, of course, at the end, conclude with a Q&A where you can, of course, ask questions. And if you have any doubts or any queries, I will be here. So let's get into the process. So for those of you who came before, remember this graph, which is you in the middle. And all these are the links that are your relationship links. So it starts with your parents, of course, then it and grandparents that come together. If you have a sibling or you get siblings after you have come in, so you build relationship, and then you have pets. Somebody asked last time. And then as you grow, you get into friends, teachers, uh, eventually get married or not, but have children, and also you are also impacted by the governments, the institutions, could be religious, others. And then if you get into your workplace, if you do a job, then you have bosses, colleagues, people that work for you or work under you. And so we are surrounded by each of these link has inside it an expression of experience, emotion, and belief, each of them. And we that live our life is a sum total of all of that. Now, some of those experiences are good, some of them are not necessarily good. Now, what is important is for us to understand what happens at an early age that has huge impact on where you are today. And it starts at the time of conception. So, when your parents come together to create you, what is happening at that moment in their life has an impact of how you come out. If they are in a place of lack or stress, anything that's going on at that time, at the time of your conception, has a imprint into your system, into your neurology, into your being. Then pregnancy. So when mom, your mother, is going carrying you in the belly, what are her conditions around her, her surroundings, her thinking, her perception of the world, every thought and expression she has, and especially if she endures experiences or events, especially traumatic events, that leaves a mark on the baby. Even before the baby comes in, he already has a trauma to endure into life. And then comes the birth. Now, birth itself is a very challenging experience for the baby because it comes from a place which is very secure into an outer world. Immediately is met by doctors, nurses if the baby is born in the hospital, if there is a surgery involved. So you see all that what mother goes through at the time of the birth is also taken by the child, and how the little one is welcomed by the parents and their surrounding. So that has an imprint. And then the first 5 years, which is when, if you go into work of Bruce Lipton and others, it talks about that during this phase, the child has no conscious brain, is already coming. So everything that the kid perceives from the external world goes straight into subconscious. And so the interactions and the experiences with the mother, with the father, if they are siblings or if the siblings arrive in that period, grandparents, pets, because those are the first set of people that interact. And then progressively later on, of course, it goes to the school and then there are teachers and friends. But in the first 5 years is mostly around mother, father, siblings, and grandparents, and anything and everything that happens there, which is regarded by the little one as not being safe or experiences that are traumatic, goes and sits and are visible in some form today. So, and that's where we are going to focus on today. So, why is it important to heal the inner kid? Now, all relationship challenges that you are facing now will find a root in your early childhood. I've been in this work for 12 years and I've read numerous studies. In all my experience working with people, I've not had one example where there was not a childhood trauma that was at the root of the challenge in relationship currently. And has a challenge of interacting with the outside world. So when you find somebody which has challenges interacting with the outside world, you will see that there is a root in the childhood experiences. There have been a lot of studies that have been done that show that childhood traumas create a formation of beliefs. For example, some of the most common and the one that comes up is do not trust. It is not safe. Do not reach out. Don't be a burden on anyone. Do not dwell on how you feel, which means numb yourself and just move on. And these beliefs have a very, very strong impact on your current state where you are. And they also cause one and more of the following experiences. Depression has a root there. Developing of compulsive behaviors, eating disorders, substance abuse. I mean, all kind of addictions go there because they are the only way that the person is able to regulate their emotion. Flashbacks, panic attacks, and and what is also seen very often is they actually seek or carry out the adverse behaviors they experience as a child. So one of the common thing that you hear from people is that, oh, I get into abusive relationships successively and one after the other. And if you go at the root, you'll find that there was an experience of viewing, may not be directly by the person, but even observing an abuse between the parent would actually result in seeking, and it's not, of course, conscious, it's subconscious, to have this, to carry the same adverse behavior they experience as a kid. And so, what is the way forward? So what we are actually going to do today is a little bit different, as I said before. We are going to use tuning fork sound healing system to actually find childhood events into your life. And you will experience some of them bigger than the other. And what we will do is we will connect and release whatever comes up using tuning forks. And once you settle that in, we will then take one of that strongest instance that came up during the tuning fork session, and we will use IFS to heal the traumatized kid. And then, of course, we will open up for any key messages or reflections afterwards. Okay, that's what we are going to do. So if you are sensitive to tuning fork, as I said, you can lower the volume and you can begin. We are going to begin. So I'm going to ask you to take some moment to just settle in. And before we begin, just settle into a comfortable place, or you can sit, you can lie down, whatever makes you comfortable. And you can keep your eyes open or close your eyes. Do whatever feels right for you. And start to turn your attention inwards. The pace slows down as you go inwards. And notice your breath moving in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower and deeper than usual. Find an easy rhythm that's comfortable to you. Let's find a place where you feel safe and that you can connect to anytime during the session if you feel overwhelmed. Now imagine a place where you feel completely safe, a place you have been to, or a place in your imagination. Imagine this place in as much detail as possible. Where are you? What do you see? What time of day and what time of year is it? Is it warm or is it cold? What do you hear? What can you smell? What kind of feeling do you have being in this place? How does your body react in this safe place? What could make this place even more safer? Make that possible. Give a name to this place and know that you can always go there just by your intention and feel safe. Now I want you to take a moment and have a wish. What you want. It can be something you want from this session or something you want in your life. Just take a moment. And now we are going to start with the tuning fork. I'm going to open the two poles, so the north, the top of your head and below your feet, and also connect you to the edges where you could find something that can be difficult for you. And all you're going to do during the session is you will hear me breathe in a certain way. Take a breath in, fill up your chest, and then breathe out from your mouth. That's all you're going to do. Just as soon as you hear me breathe, you follow and I will make you breathe with me. Okay. And then I will come to a place where I say, well, this is the age. And if something comes up for you, just connect to that time, to that event, whatever comes up, and continue to breathe with me as I will release that. Here we go. I'm going to start by opening up the center below your feet and top of your head. Take a breath. Take another breath. Time just below your feet, pointing towards your feet into your backbone as you're opening the channel from below your feet through your backbone to the top of your head. Take another breath. Take a breath. I'm going to ground you now. Connecting you to Mother Earth. I'm going to the top of your head to open the channel from the top of the head into Mother Earth. Take another breath. So I've opened the two channels. Now I'm going to ask which center we're going to work with today. To me it comes to be the sacral, but I'm checking with the pendulum. Yeah, for sure it's sacral. Okay, so it's a sacral. So this is around your navel. So I'm going to go to your birth, before your birth time, so at the time of your conception, and see if there is anything which we find out. I will start on the left side, which is the mother side, and then come in and see if you can find something there. So I'm going to go from the time of your conception till birth and 5 years. And whatever comes up, I'll let you know. So now we are at the point of conception. And there's a lot of things coming up. So think about frustration or disappointments that could be there in your parents. Something like that comes up. Take a breath. Yeah, and fear. So I'm going to take another tuning fork and try to And continue to take deep breaths. If nothing comes up, that's okay as well. Take a breath. So I'm moving into pregnancy now. Okay, so 3 months before birth. Yeah, it goes again into fear. If you do connect to something like that, just stay there and see if you can send love to your mother. Because it is she is going into fear. Take a breath. So 1 month before birth. Yeah, event. External event. See if you can connect to that. Still send love to your mother. And connect to whatever meaning that event, if anything, just that came up. So now at your birth time, something very light, not so. Just send love to the mother and to the little one. Okay, something coming up now. And got cleared. So it's like within a month or 2 of birth. Very little baby. Yeah. Could be anything. Sometimes illness or anything else. Okay, very strong. Two-year-old. See if you can find something that comes up for a 2-year-old. Make a breath, take a breath. Yeah, it's 4-year-old now. It's like disappointment and frustration, so can also be some form of abuse. That's the word that came up. So connect to the little one. Whatever comes up, send love to the little one. And take a breath. And a 5-year-old comes up now. What gets cleared? Six-year. So you at 6 years of age. Connect to your mother and see what she could have experienced when she was young, if anything does come up. So there's mother's energy into your system of what she went through when she was young. Connect to that. That is very strong. Send love to her. Okay, now we are going to free this up. So take breaths. And we'll allow the system to continue to process. Next 48 hours. And cocoon everything. I want you to stay in that place, and we will begin in 2 minutes. Just stay. If you have any reflection to do, you can do, but just stay in that place and we'll begin. Just settle in, stay in that place where you are in. Connecting to your breath. Notice how your body and its sensations are. So you can start with your head and notice any sensations you feel in your head, in your neck, in your shoulders, in your arms, in your chest, in your belly, and in your legs, in your feet. Just notice any sensations and continue to connect to your breathing. Now connect to, from the previous session, just see if you can connect to something that you remember which came strongly for you. The difficult part in your childhood. Remember the age when it happened, and bring in whatever comes into your mind when you think of that event or events. And I'm going to ask you to invite any part that comes up and stay with it a bit. Notice the sensations in or around your body as you think about it. Connect to these sensations and see if there's anything that this part wants you to know. Listen to it to speak to you. And as you hear it and you sense it, notice that maybe you're annoyed with it or even hate it or you may be afraid of it. Just notice how you feel towards it. And if you don't feel anything, can you ask your analytical mind to allow you to feel? You're in a safe environment. Just see if the analytical part of you could relax a bit and allow you to feel. And notice how you feel towards it. And see if you can get to a place of being curious mindfully to notice and bring to your awareness something that this place could have in store, something that could surprise you. So if you could be just mindfully curious about it. And if you could get to a curious place, just ask what it wants you to know about itself. And wait for an answer. Don't think of an answer. Just wait for an answer to come from that place in and around your body. Ask what is your intention for me. And again, wait for an answer. Now ask it, what are you afraid would happen to me if you did not do this job inside of me? And again, wait for an answer. What are you afraid of would happen if you didn't do this? And ask it, and then what would happen? And then ask, what are you really, really afraid of would happen? What is your ultimate fear? So if you got an answer to that question, then it told you what it is protecting. So if it is possible, extend some appreciation to it or compassion for it. And now see how it reacts to that. Notice the sensations, how they are changing. Now ask it, how old are you? Or when did it all happen? Notice the age that it tells you. And now ask it if you could heal or change what it protects, would it allow you to heal? And wait for an answer. If it allowed you to heal, then thank it. If it says no or maybe, then ask it what needs to happen for it to allow you to heal. And again, wait for an answer. Stay in a place of compassion. And thank it for letting you know whatever it did. If it gave you permission, then see if you can connect to the younger age, the little you that it showed you. As you connect to the little you, see him or her in front of you. Notice how you feel towards the little one. See if the little one is looking into your eyes or is looking away from you. If it is looking away from you, bring in a little compassion and curiosity about it. And notice if it starts to look at you. You can even go closer. Now notice how do you feel towards this young you. And notice how it reacts to your presence. What is it thinking about your presence here? Ask it. And notice how it reacts. Now ask a little one if it would like to share its story, what it went through, the events, the emotions, the beliefs. Ask the little one not to overwhelm you. You are here in love, in peace, and you are here to listen. So if it is okay for the little one, hear his or her story. Remember to be compassionate towards it. Ask the little one if it wants to tell you more. You are here to listen to it. Its emotion that it felt, beliefs that it has. Now ask the little one, what should have happened then that did not happen? And just stay in a compassionate mode as you hear, asking what should have happened then that did not happen. Now in your own words, assure the little one that you will not let it happen again, that you are here, and see how it reacts to your assurance. And if it needs more convincing from you, articulate it in your own voice, in your own words. How would you assure the little one that what happened then will not happen again? And now ask to the little one if it would like to move to a safer place of its choice. And when it says no, then ask what needs to happen for it to allow to move to a safer place. Please assure the little one your love and your compassion and see how it reacts and if it allows you. If it feels safe to move to a safer place. If it says yes, then ask it that before we move to a safer place, let's together work to release all that you went through. You can release it into water, into fire, into air, or into earth. So you can let the little one choose. Water, fire, earth, or air. So whatever it chooses, now help it release all the memories, all the emotions, all the beliefs into one of those, one or more. Sometimes it may ask to do more than one. That's okay. So you're going to help the little one release everything into water or air or light or earth. And let it continue to be done till it's all done. Ask the little one, do you want to release anything else that you didn't tell me yet? And if it says yes, let it bring whatever it wants to bring on and release into water, fire, earth, air. Help it release. Ask again, do you want to release anything else that comes up? If it says yes, help it release. It may release events, memories, emotions, beliefs, anything. Now ask it, what qualities did it miss due to what happened that it would like to invite into life now? What qualities did it miss that would like to invite into quality now? See the little one list all the qualities. Hear them, and one by one integrate those qualities into every cell of your body now. Take the time. And now ask the little one, where would it like to go? It can come with you, or it can go to any place of its choice. Ask it where it wants to go. And see the little one going to this place. Being there, safe. And you can let it know that you're going to check with it occasionally. Now come back and connect to the part that gave you permission to heal the little one, and see if you can connect to that part when you started. And notice how it feels. Ask it, did it notice what happened? Ask it what else needs to happen for it to be completely relaxed in your system, in your body. Thank it for letting you know. and take a moment to share with your inner system, the little one and this part, your vision of life for you. What you want. What's your vision of life? And notice how they react. Thank them all. And tell them you're going to visit them every day to check in, and that you're grateful for their presence, that they came in today to work with you. When that feels complete, you can just start to follow your breath back and begin to open your eyes. If you want to take note of something, just take a moment to take note. And we will open for Q&A in just 2 minutes.